Hello, everybody. This is Drmcbrick, and I am here with the part one of the Avengers Tower mock-up. Now, when I first saw the Avengers Tower, I thought this is really cool, and I like the Avengers. I love Marvel, all that kind of stuff. But everyone is building these towers, and they're building them higher and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? I decided to turn mine into a water park hotel resort for 6 figs. That's right, for 6 figs. Can you believe it? So what I did was I bought 3 sets, 3 of them, and I bought the Friends 2020 summer theme park water park set that came out last year, and I kind of mashed them together. Well, this is part one, showing you my build of the hotel and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take you through some of the steps I did to kind of mash the 3 Avengers Tower sets that I bought together and to make them a hotel. Pretty much used only parts from the set, just a few parts that weren't from the Avengers Tower set. And then in part 2 of this series, I'm going to take the Friends set and I'm going to build a water park around it. So that way we'll landscape it, do all kinds of good stuff, and it will look really, really cool and be a great resort for 6 figs and the figs who visit the park. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I do is I got 3 of these, and I'm going to use these to build a resort hotel. And the reason I thought this would make a good resort hotel if I combined them was because I looked at the back of the box in all of the reviews and stuff, and saw people who would build them and how it would open up, and this can open up flat. And I thought, you know what, that's really interesting. If I put 2 of those together, that would make one large facade, build a hotel around the back of it. I could add a 3rd one to the back of one section of these. So basically it'd be just basically a back on it. And that could be the lobby and things like that. And then each room would have areas. And then I bought another set, a Friends set, that I'll show you in a little bit. And so basically my process is to go through here and just see how mockable this is. And Greg from Australia and myself, Greg from Drmcbrick, he and I did a mockability on this particular set. And basically my process is that I see that all of this is flat with the exception of these hinges. I can deal with those. And so that means that I can add on, in other words, add back onto this and make these rooms a little bit bigger, and hotel rooms and stuff. I can make this a balcony for a room, things of that nature. And so this really gives me the ability to mock it pretty well. In terms of the sides of the structure, they're pretty simple. And so that would make me able to kind of extend out, right? And so that's what I'm doing. And then what I did was I took one of the boxes and I took all the pieces out. Now, one of the interesting things about this particular set is it comes with all kinds of glass, and these glass pieces, translucent light blue or whatever they are, the windows, and it comes with tons of these frames. A lot of these round sections and stuff like that, and so if we add them up and times 3, you get, if you get 2 in each set, now you're going to have 6, right? So it just multiplies exponentially. So I looked at all the pieces and stuff and all the pieces that I'm going to need, and I got them out and everything like that, just to kind of look at what the set is and what the set has the parts in and stuff, so I get a good idea. In other words, how many of these base plates do I get? How many of this size do I get? All that sort of thing, and that helps me to kind of visualize how much I have to work with. Okay, so I keep building and I get to certain parts, and I see, like, for instance, this is the door, I believe, that's going to come down on the hinges right here with this particular thing. So this is kind of the front that'll come down and pop out as you see on the Avengers Tower there. Well, I don't need that door. That's going to be the actual front door of the hotel. That's going to be the lobby door. So I may do some revolving doors or some other kind of door. So when I get to parts like this, sometimes I'll just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just going to skip it and I won't build it. But this time I want to build the whole thing because I really want to see how it's engineered, so that way I can kind of reverse engineer it in a sense, or engineer it a little bit differently when I put in my own things. Okay, so I've been building here, I see that coming out of here is an inverted slope. Now, those inverted slopes look really cool on the model because if you were just using the tower, those slopes going all the way up would look really cool, right? With these blinking lights. However, I'm not doing that. I'm making a hotel, which means it's going to be oriented this way. And this section here is going to go up, and this will probably be an atrium elevator type of thing. But this here, this is going to cause a problem, right? Because I'm going to add 2 more of these sections right here. So when I do that, that's going to cause a major problem right there. So basically what I'm going to do with this is use this inverted slope right here to connect the 2 buildings, to the sections together. So in other words, when I build the next one, I'll have a hole on this side, right? And I will connect that to this. And so it will go all the way up and be connected. So this actually will, the fact that these exist right here is just too easy for a mock builder. I mean, normally I would do something like that to begin with to put the plates together and to connect them. But since the model has already provided it, I just take off that little clear piece there, or that orange piece there, and then I have an automatic way to connect all of my base plates going all the way through. Okay, so I have the tower built, and as you see, I didn't put the big Avengers logo or anything on it, but it is the tower. Now inside, you notice I didn't build anything other than those seats up there because those kind of are hotel-ish, right? They kind of go as a hotel or sitting room, that sort of thing. And so when you close it here, if you look through the rooms in the glass, you see there's quite a bit of room in there, right? And that would make a really nice hotel room, right? Going all the way up. Right there would be a great hotel room with the balcony. I still have the, what I did was I didn't want the balcony to fall. And I also didn't want this to be sticking out as far as it was. So I went ahead and just made the balcony stiff. So that way I could abut another one up against it. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this hotel. So I'm thinking that I want to orient it probably like this, maybe. I don't know. If I did this here, the tower, another tower, and then another one of the slanted pieces, that would look like a really cool resort, I think. So I'm thinking that's a possibility. Or what I could do is build another one on the back of this and continue it sideways, that sort of thing. Or I could just full-fledged open her wide up and build another tower piece back here, another one of these on the other side, and then a third tower piece, and I could just kind of build 3 of them like that. And so you'd have 3 of these towers, 1, 2, 3, and then you'd have 2 of these on the ends, and then the back I would fill in with my resort area that I'm going to use the friend set for and stuff. So anyway, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. That remains to be seen, but continue to watch the video and I guess you'll find out. Okay, so here is the final product, and before I show you, please smash that like button and share this video. Subscribe to our channel. We love to have you as part of our Drmcbrick family. So don't forget to hit the like button. All right, now let's take a look at what I did. Now you can see how this has changed from my original design as I was going through and talking and everything like that. You can see all of the rooms up there, and I will show you all of the rooms as we go along, but you can see how everything is a hotel now as opposed to the Avengers Tower. It still does definitely look like the Avengers Tower in terms of from the side and things like that. I took off the balconies. I did not use the balconies. I thought about it, but then it looked too Avengers-ish and things like that. This way, it's nice and compact as a hotel. There's still a lot of room in there, but you can see that it actually is nice and compact, so it will fit well into Figsdale. And then on this side, you have all of the hotel rooms, and you can see they're all, I make a really big deal of making sure if I'm building a building, no matter how high, no matter how big it is, I furnish it because I think that's really important. I know it's tedious, it takes a lot of parts and a lot of times, but especially with a hotel or something like that, I think it really deserves to be furnished. But if we go in and we look at all this, you can see that there is room, and I apologize for these lights here. Let's go, there we go. You can see that there's room in there, and every hotel room has something else going on here. And there's a big suite. The top floor is one big kind of presidential suite, so to speak. But one of the things that we have to do here is we do have to suspend our reality, just like we do in Lego. We have to make sacrifices. I had to make sacrifices in this because if I would put an elevator in this, I wouldn't have had very much room by using all of the parts and everything, because my goal was to use only the parts from the set, and then the furniture and such, I could use parts from different sets and things like that, as you'll see. But other than that, this whole structure and every piece of it, and even parts of the furniture and stuff, are from the 3 Avengers sets that I had purchased. And so because of that, you will see that I've used a lot of the parts in many different ways, in various different ways and things like that. I've changed a few things up and things of that nature, but there is no elevator. So we just have to pretend that somewhere in here is an elevator. Now, I did make enough room, 2 studs, so that figs could go in between the lobby and the suite up here. But these rooms here are all, these 6 rooms are divided off. So let's take a look. Now, this is the front door. So our folks will be coming in through the front door here. You know what? I wonder if I bring some light back here. That way we can see back there. And in through the front doors here, you will see that there is the front desk. And there's the front desk in there. There's a place where people just kind of dump their luggage or hold their luggage and things like that. The bellhop will do that for you. We'll open this up, and you can kind of see more of the details. So in here is the front lobby. You can see there's some bags there, some stuff of that nature. You come in here, there's a security camera. I did keep that part in this particular lobby only. In the rooms above, I did not do that because the models called for all of that. And then there's the front desk, and you can see everything is super modern in here. Here's the ATM machine that somebody could go to if they needed to get some cash out while they were at the resort. And then here is the front desk where you check in and everything like that. And then we have the center area here. Now, the neat thing about this center area is when I open up this and I open up this side and I open up this side, this front comes out. And this whole room out comes off. These 2 upper rooms here, and I'll show you those here in a minute. But basically, you walk through the lobby here, and you can see there's the flowers, the colors of the Dutch flag and the American flag, and there's a lounge chair there where you can sit and wait for your loved one to check in or whatever, that sort of thing. And of course, right here we have a nice rotating tray of donuts and fruits and things such as that that's replenished all the time. And there's just a nice little statue area and everything like that. Now you walk out here in the back and you see that coral. Well, that coral points to where the water park will be. So that's where, when the model is shut, that's where people will come through and walk into the water park. And then all the water park will be back here. And of course, there's the keypad because they have to swipe their card and stuff to show that they are actually members of this hotel or at least staying at this hotel. But you can see the rooms. Now these windows, they do open because they are on hinges, but that's not what they're here for. I just used the angle or used them as they were so they would angle. But you can see into the room. There's quite a bit of room in there actually, and we do have all of the rooms. All of the rooms have the standard bed. So we have 6 standard rooms. Each room comes with a standard bed, a dresser, coffee pot and all that kind of stuff, and then of course a chair. These are sliding door, or these not here are these aren't sliding doors. They're sliding doors up in the main suite here. But anyway, so we have 6 main hotel rooms that are like that. And so if I show you these center rooms, one of the things about the center rooms here, once I put this back on here, as you can see, is they are larger. So they have a little bit fancier dresser, a little bit more in them. This room here, evidently, there's a baby in there, and there's a rollaway crib with a changing table and such like that. So if I take this off, I can kind of show you that. And of course, that's the crib, I believe, from the Simpsons set. So that's Maggie Maggie's crib in there. But these center rooms have a little bit more room because of the bubbled windows and things of that nature, and they're not diagonal. And as you see, we know from the Avengers Tower, right, that these particular rooms here, these floors get smaller and smaller as they go up until they just go up here to the sliding doors. So anyway, so those are the 6 rooms. Now, let's go up to the palatial presidential suite, and there we are up top. So let's first start out here. First, we have sliding glass doors, and these glass doors lead out onto a terrace so that the figs can come out here and they can watch everything. They can actually sit outside on this terrace and they can see all the stuff going on in a water park that'll be down here with the water slides and all that kind of fun stuff and everything like that. Now, like I said, I left enough room so you can actually go in between here. This is a fixed. I kept this fixed. It doesn't come off, but we have very, very fancy stuff in this particular hotel, or in this particular suite, as you can see. I'll try to bring the light. There we go. We have golden statues. The beds are made of gold headboard. And of course, for my friend Scotty from Brick Me Up Scotty, his channel is great. Check him out. He does Lego and all kinds of off brands, but I'm giving him a shout out. This was his idea. He said, hey, Dr. McBrick, why don't you put a toilet that is open to the public, kind of the window and everything? And I thought that was hilarious. So I put it there. As you see, the floor has golden tile because, again, this is the presidential suite. This is the high roller suite, the suite that everyone stays at, that sort of thing. And so the tiles are made of gold with the golden sink. And there is the golden throne. Although it's white, it's one of those fancy $5,000 toilets that pretty much does everything for you except for cook you dinner. I know that when I was in South Korea, the suite I was staying in that they put me up in had one of these. And I'll tell you what, it took me about an hour to just look over the instructions on how to use the thing. But anyway, that to me is just kind of hilarious because as we look from the back, and of course, the nice thing about this too is it has sliding doors. So as we close this, you can, do your business. Then you can come out here onto the terrace and just enjoy yourself watching, I guess, the folks at the pool and get some fresh air and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of I think it's funny. And Scotty said, hey, why don't you do that, Dr. McBrick? And I thought, you know what, I love Scotty. He's got a great family, great channel, as long as you don't get triggered by off Lego brands, he does a lot of good Lego stuff too. But as long as you don't get triggered by the non-Lego brand reviews, he's got a wonderful channel. Now, if you look at it this way, if you look at the hotel this way, and I'll try to put some light behind it here so we can kind of get some contrast on it, but it is basically just 3 of those towers, right? It is 3 of the kind of those bubble-looking windows. So as we pan back out here, you can see that everything is there. And so, we have the lobby, we have everything. I'm going to make some nice shrubbery and some walkways and things like that to go around here and everything, and then go around to the front door. I'm not sure whether this is going to overlook the beach or if this will overlook the pool area. I think this part might overlook the pool area, and I'm going to swing it around, and this part might actually face, let's see here. This part, and I don't have a turntable. I'm not fancy enough for one of those. But this part here might face the street. So because it has the door and everything like that. And then there'll be a walkway with some major foliage around. So it'll be kind of a private walkway to go back to the water slides and things like that. But I think this might be the best look in terms of facing the street. And then that way, you can face the street and everything like that. Now, one of the things that you're probably asking yourself, you're probably saying, okay, we have to suspend reality on the elevator because there is no elevator in there. There's also no bathrooms in any other room. So, unless you pay the high bucks, the big bucks, you don't get any toilet. But so, a lot of Lego rooms and builds and stuff don't have toilets anyway. So I know that's a big triggering thing for a lot of fans. But again, it's Lego, it's fun. In reality, it's a toy, folks. So you know what? We have to make those decisions. And I couldn't put a potty in every single room, but we have a potty up there, and look at that. There it is. And what a potty it is. So the roofs I told you, were kind of hard to do, but they're up there as well. And if you notice, there are solar panels on the roof. Now those solar panels actually run the presidential, the high roller suite up here. So that way you can be up here and you can spend bajillions of dollars in your high roller suite and have beds made of gold and use a throne that does everything for you, but you don't have to feel guilty because you have solar panels. So, you know, it's one of these things to where I think it turned out okay. Let me know what you think. You know, it still definitely looks like the Avengers Tower. It looks like the Avengers Tower smushed together. But I think that the nice thing is, too, that when you do this, this kind of locks this in place because of these studs on the side here. I created it. I thought originally I was going to, as you know from the beginning of the video, I thought I was going to make it like this and then do the water park back here. That would take ton of bricks to fill it all in up top. I would love to get the garage door pieces and do kind of almost like an Alex Nunes did with his roof, or like a Bevins Bricks did with his roof, with a clear roof to go over and make it a huge atrium and stuff. And then we could do an elevator in the center. Maybe one day that will happen. I can tell you that right now don't have the money for that, and probably won't be doing that for a long, long time. But that's something I can definitely think of to do in terms of expanding this set, and then have the water park. That was my original plan. Have the water park inside of this. Still don't think I can do it. I mean, I could do it, but then these rooms wouldn't be connected. And the more I thought about it, I also need the real estate in Figsdale, because to have a huge hotel that has a huge atrium in the middle of it would take up a lot of space. This hotel doesn't take up a lot of space. It takes up the same space, obviously, as the Avengers Tower in terms of stud space. So with that, let me know what you think in the comments. This is part 1. Part 2, I will be, oh my goodness, let me grab this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I will be taking this friend set 41430, and I will be building this out, and a little bit differently actually. So it won't be kind of so schmaltzy, but it will be a water park and slides and all that kind of stuff, and some of the features and things like that. But I'm going to build that out behind the hotel. So also, if you have a good idea for the name of this hotel, let me know. You know, I was going to call it the Figsdale Resort and Spa, but you know, I don't know. It is a luxury hotel. The other thing that I thought about suspending reality for is because this is so fancy and so modern. I know that they actually do have these windows, because I've been to hotels where they have something similar. It's not exact, but we're going to say that, you know, all you have to do is press the buttons, and these either tint so you can't see in, or they just have curtains that go around. I have been to many hotels that have the curtains when you press the button that goes around and closes them all up. That looks bad from the outside, because then you have this guy who closes his windows. She doesn't close her windows. He closes it. It just doesn't look good. So the tinted windows on the outside that tint automatically based on who's in the room and all that kind of stuff. To me, that seems like the better option that we can pretend this hotel has. So with that, that's been this review. Please like this video, share it if you're so inclined, subscribe to the Drmcbrick channel. Remember, I can be found on Patreon and at Drmcbrick at all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Flickr, drmcbrick.com, just about anything. And of course, Instagram. Don't forget about Instagram, where you'll see more of this in Instagram Live and also in pictures. So with that said, stay tuned for part number 2. It's probably going to take me a few weeks to do it, and because I'm going to try to work on a city update next. So anyway, with that said, please take care of yourselves, wash your hands, social distance at least 2 meters, 6 feet, even more. Stay in your bubble, and please wear your mask. This is Drmcbrick signing out.